Cinemax is an American premium cable and satellite television network that is owned by the Home Box Office Inc., operating subsidiary of Time Warner. Cinemax primarily broadcasts theatrically released feature films, along with original action series, softcore pornographic series and films, documentaries and special behind-the-scenes features. As of February 2015, update, Cinemax's programming is available to approximately 21.381 million television households in the United States. History: Cinemax launched on August 1, 1980 as HBO's answer to the movie channel. Cinemax was originally owned by Time Life Inc., which later merged with Warner Communications in 1989 to form the present-day Time Warner. Unlike HBO, and most cable and broadcast channels already on the air at the time of its launch, Cinemax had broadcast a 24-hour-a-day schedule from its sign-on. On-air spokesman Robert Culp told viewers that Cinemax would be about movies, and nothing but movies. At the time, HBO featured a wider range of programming, including some entertainment news interstitials, documentaries, children's programming, sporting events and television specials. Movie classics were a mainstay of Cinemax at its birth, presented, all uncut and commercial-free, as Culp said on air. A heavy schedule of films from the 1950s to the 1970s made up most of the channel's program schedule. Cinemax succeeded in its early years because cable television subscribers typically had access to only about 3 dozen channels due to the fact that system head-ends at the time of Cinemax's debut were capable of carrying only a limited number of channels. Movies were the most sought-after program category among cable subscribers at the time, and the fact that Cinemax would show classic films without commercial interruptions and editing for time and content made the channel an attractive add-on for HBO subscribers. In many cases, cable providers would not sell Cinemax to customers who did not already have a subscription to HBO. The two channels were typically sold as a package, and were usually offered at a discount for subscribers that chose to get both channels. The typical pricing for a monthly subscription to HBO in the early 1980s was $12.95 per month, while Cinemax typically could be added for between $7 and $10 extra per month. In 1983, Time Life Inc. filed a federal trademark infringement lawsuit against independent station Koki TV in Tulsa, Oklahoma and its owners Tulsa 23 Limited, over the use of the slogan, "We are your movie star," which both the television station and Cinemax were using as their slogans at that time. The suit went into proceedings in an Oklahoma federal district court. Cinemax lost the case. As additional movie-oriented channels launched on cable television, Cinemax began to change its programming philosophy in order to maintain its subscriber base. First, the channel opted to schedule R-rated movies during daytime slots. Cinemax then decided it could compete by airing more adult-oriented movies that contained nudity and depictions of sexual intercourse, launching the weekly Friday After Dark late-night block in 1984. During the network's first decade on the air, Cinemax had also aired some original music programming. During the mid to late 1980s, upon the meteoric rise in popularity of MTV, Cinemax began airing music videos in the form of an interstitial that ran during extended breaks between films called Max Tracks. It also ran music specials under the banner Cinemax Sessions, as well as the music interview and performance series Album Flash during that same time period. The mid and late 1980s also saw the addition of a limited amount of series programming onto Cinemax's schedule, including the sketch comedy series Second City Television and the science fiction series Max Headroom. Comedy specials were also occasionally broadcast on the channel during the late 1980s, under the Cinemax Comedy Experiment banner, featuring free-form sketch and improvisational styles from various rising and established stand-up comics. Although its programming had diversified, Cinemax had foremost remained a movie channel. In February 1988, the network premiere broadcast of the 1987 action comedy Lethal Weapon became the highest-rated telecast in Cinemax's history at that time, averaging a 16.9 rating and 26 share. By 1990, Cinemax limited its programming lineup mainly to movies. However, starting in 1992, Cinemax re-entered into television series development with the addition of adult-oriented scripted series similar in content to the softcore, pornographic films featured on the channel in late night, marking a return to adult series for the channel. From 1992 to 1997, Cinemax aired daily movie showcases in set time slots, centering around a certain genre which differed each day of the week, with the introduction of a new on-air presentation package in 1993. The genre of a given showcase was represented by various pictograms that usually appeared in a specialized feature presentation bumper before the start of the movie. The symbols included comedy, suspense, premiere, horror, drama, vanguard, action, and classic. The particular film genre that played on the specific day varied by country. These genre-based movie presentations ended in September 1997. As part of an extensive rebranding of the network, Cinemax's only themed movie presentations at that point became a nightly featured movie at 8 p.m. Eastern Time and a nightly primetime movie at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Upon the launch of the two multiplex channels in 1998, Cinemax offered sneak preview blocks of programs that could be seen on Action Max and Thriller Max in prime time, respectively on Saturdays and Sundays. By the mid-2000s, classic films released from the 1940s to the 1970s, which had been a mainstay of the Cinemax schedule from its launch, were relegated to some of its multiplex channels, and became prominent on its multiplex service, 5 Star Max. Today, a large majority of mainstream films featured on the main channel are releases from the 1990s to the present, with some films from the 1970s and 1980s included on the schedule. In 2001, Cinemax began to shift its focus from solely airing second-run feature films that were previously broadcast on sister channel HBO before their Cinemax debut, to premiering select blockbuster and lesser-known theatrical films before their initial broadcast on HBO. In February 2011, Cinemax announced that it would begin offering mainstream original programming to compete with sister channel HBO and rivals Showtime and Starz, as well as due to competition from other movie services such as Netflix. These programs were also added in an effort to change the long-standing image of Cinemax as a channel mostly known for carrying softcore pornographic series and movies. Channels. Listed channels. Action Max redirects here. For the 1980s video game system, see Action Max. Movie Max redirects here. For the Canadian premium movie service formerly known as Movie Max, see Encore Avenue. 5 Star Max redirects here. It is not to be confused with 5 asterisk. Depending on the service provider, Cinemax provides up to 15 multiplex channels, 8 24-hour multiplex channels, all of which are simulcast in both standard definition and high definition, as well as a subscription video-on-demand service. Cinemax broadcasts its primary and multiplex channels on both Eastern and Pacific time zone schedules. The respective coastal feeds of each channel are usually packaged together, resulting in the difference in local airtimes for a particular movie or program between two geographic locations being 3 hours at most. HBO, which is also owned by Time Warner, operates as a separate service, and although Cinemax and HBO are very frequently sold together as a singular package, subscribers to one of the services do not necessarily have to subscribe to the other. Background: in 1991, HBO and Cinemax became the first premium services to offer multiplex channels to cable subscribers as companions to the main network. These additional services of the two premium channels were initially made available to telecable systems in Racine, Wisconsin, Overland Park, Kansas, and the Dallas suburbs of Richardson and Plano, Texas. The following year, research compiled by Nielsen Media Research showed that multiplex delivery of HBO and Cinemax resulted in a positive impact on subscriber usage and attitudes towards their service, including increasing subscriber retention of pay cable subscriptions. The first Cinemax multiplex channel, Cinemax 2, was launched on these three systems. A third channel, Cinemax 3, would eventually make its debut in 1995. The first major expansion to the multiplex came in 1998, with the rebranding of one multiplex channel and the launch of two additional channels as genre-based services. Cinemax 2 underwent a rebrand under the new name MoRemax, while Cinemax 3 was replaced by Action Max. Thriller Max also made its debut as a newly created channel. 4 additional theme channels were launched on May 17, 2001. Outer Max, WMAX, at Max and 5 Star Max. On June 1, 2013, WMAX and At Max were respectively relaunched as Movie Max and Max Latino. Max Latino, which dropped its distinct branding and was renamed Cinemax on April 1, 2015, mirrors the schedule of the flagship Cinemax channel, featuring Spanish-language dubs of feature films and original series broadcast by the main channel. Movie Max started out as a family-oriented channel which did not broadcast R-rated films, and focuses on recent and classic hit movies. The Cinemax multiplex was collectively known as Multimax for several years, beginning with the 1998 expansion. As of 2015 update, however, the channels are not known under an official, marketed name. Other services: Cinemax HD. Cinemax HD is a high-definition simulcast feed of Cinemax that broadcasts in the 1080i resolution format. In addition to its main channel, Cinemax also operates high-definition simulcast feeds of all 7 multiplex channels. The flagship network began transmitting its programming exclusively in high definition on September 1, 2008. Cinemax HD is available on major cable, fiber optic and satellite providers such as Dish Network, DirecTV, Time Warner Cable, Cox Communications, Comcast, Xfinity, AT&T Uverse and Verizon Fios, although few providers offer all 8 multiplex channels in HD. Cinemax On Demand. Cinemax operates a subscription video on demand service, Cinemax On Demand, which is available at no additional charge to new and existing Cinemax subscribers. The Cinemax On Demand service, which launched in 2002, offers program content available in standard or high definition, including feature films, episodes of Cinemax's original action series, adult programming and special behind-the-scenes features including interviews. Cinemax On Demand's rotating program selection incorporates select new titles that are added each Friday, alongside existing program titles held over from the previous 1 to 2 weeks. Max Go. On September 13, 2010, Cinemax launched Max Go, a website which features 700 hours of content available for streaming in standard or high definition, at no additional charge to Cinemax subscribers. Content available on the service includes feature films, documentaries, and late-night adult programming featured on Cinemax's Max After Dark block. It is available to Cinemax subscribers of AT&T Uverse, Cox Communications, DirecTV, Dish Network, Suddenlink Communications, and Charter Communications. The Max Go iPhone, iPad, and Android app was released on August 11, 2011.